it'll be interesting to see how their roster goes this season. And, we can only hope that they do better. But in a stacked West, I don't know what the chances are. If they come up against the Lakers, I think the Lakers are going to put everybody to sleep. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. But they're up against some contenders, Nuggets are going to be solid this season. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Game Over. All right, I'm going to restart that. Let me do that again. That was terrible. What's up, guys? Welcome to Game Map Episode 3, the destination for news in sports and culture, presented by Chess of Cards. I'm your host, Oscar Chow, and today we're going to be covering a bunch of news. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo. He finally made his decision on what he's doing, where he's signing, so we'll get into that. And then from there, we'll go into Anthony Davis and LeBron James, as well as PG-13, their contract extensions that happened earlier last week. And then, of course, we have to go on to Talen Horton-Tucker dropping 33 points in the NBA preseason game that the Lakers just had. That is absolutely mind-blowing. I cannot believe that as a Lakers fan. Very excited to see where he goes and how he fits in as a part of their growing core. All right, I'm just going to check some comments here. Appreciate that, Rise. Thanks, man. Alright, sweet. We've got a few people joining across the board. Alright, we'll get into the first topic. So, today, or as I think yesterday, probably like 12 hours ago now, Giannis Antetokounmpo signed a Supermax contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this one was absolutely huge. It was for $228 million, $228.2 million, over a 5-year period. This is mind-blowing. It keeps him until the 2025 season, and he has a player option for the 2025-2026 season, giving him the opportunity to re-sign a new deal as he enters his 30s. Now, this deal is crazy because obviously there's been a lot of speculation and there was really no lock-in coming into the free agency, whether he was going to stay with the Bucks or whether he was going to go to another team, even in the East, maybe the Miami Heat, whether he was going to go to the Lakers. We just didn't know. So now that he's set this in stone, I think he's already signed it. He announced it on his Instagram anyway, so I don't think that he's going to be leaving anytime in the next 5 years. And so yeah, this is definitely a win if you're a Bucks fan. And I think it's a solid move across the board. I mean, yes, he can go and play in another team. He might take a pay hit for doing that, but it gives him the opportunity to, compete for a championship, which he still doesn't have under his belt. So I guess that would be a priority for him. But we don't know Giannis personally, and so this is the decision that he's made for himself. There was a bit of a response from players around the league. If we look at one of the teams that he was looking at going to, Jimmy Butler said, "I like it. I don't think you can go around him. I don't think you can go around LeBron either. You have to go right through them. You have to beat them. You also have to beat the Sixers, Boston, Toronto. There's a lot of squads in the East with some really good players. Doesn't intimidate me none. I actually get excited for it. I want to go up against the best. My guys want to go up against the best. That's our way to show we belong. That's how we get our respect." So that was from Jimmy Butler. Basically just saying that, he's not afraid to have to go against Giannis. Now that he's going to remain in Milwaukee, he's not afraid to go up against the Bucks as the Heat try to run it back to the finals this year. And so I think LeBron, after a practice, he got an interview as well. And he said they tried to build something great for him, and obviously they did, enough to keep him there. I think it's great that he's staying there, that he's committed to that franchise. So that's what LeBron said. So yeah, LeBron obviously doesn't care. He's finally touched a basketball now, so he's just getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, obviously it's a huge price to pay. It's actually the largest contract in NBA history. So I don't know who he beat out to take that out, but it's just absolutely insane. Over $40 million a year. I think it's an average of $44 million a year. Now it leaves us with the question of whether this is the right position for him to move forward and push for that championship. Obviously, they signed Drew Holiday from the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know, is that enough of a supporting cast for Giannis to be able to compete for a championship? I guess we'll have to see. In my opinion, they're not a championship team at the moment. I think that the league is very stacked in terms of, if you look at the West with the Lakers, I think the Lakers are running it back this year. But I think, honestly, the Heat and the Sixers are a lot of competition for the Bucks. So as a team that didn't improve their roster significantly, because I don't know if Drew Holiday comes in and he changes the game for them. I think he's a nice piece, but I don't know if it makes them a championship team necessarily. I guess it all depends, because obviously last season they made a premature exit, so if they go out this season, then this move may not have been the best for Giannis because, the Bucks front office, they don't have to be pushing for that championship if they don't want to. They can go into some sort of small rebuild or whatever. So Giannis did have the option to, opt out, become a free agent next season, and scare the Bucks a bit, but also test the waters. See what else is on the table and how much they would actually push to make sure that the Bucks are a championship team moving forward. But yeah, so that's Giannis's contract. All right, I'm just gonna check the chat again. All right, we got people joining. All right, so I've got a question saying, which sports card would I recommend going into the year? Now, it's actually interesting because if you had asked me this question a few weeks ago, I would have said this guy here, Kevin Durant, his rookie card has made a comeback. Back when the build was, the hype was there for the preseason bubble, this card exploded in value, and it peaked at around, I want to say 2,300. Maybe a little bit even more than that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was around 2.3 grand back then. And before this season started, before the hype for this season started, obviously season doesn't start till the 22nd, but it was at about 1.4 grand. And now the last sale on StockX was for, I think, $1,930. So this one is making a comeback, which is I'm happy about because obviously I own it. So yeah, I think that'll be an interesting one to see going into the season. With KD and the Nets finally back. He had his first preseason game. It looked good, testing the waters. But yeah, we'll see what price that card gets to this season. But what card would I recommend? Do not go out there and buy Taylor Horton-Tucker. I think that would be a very, very bad thing for me to recommend. Off the top of my head, it depends, because if it's short term, then you might bet on some of the new rookies. But if it's long term, then I still think LeBron James is the go-to bet. His cards, if you look at them in comparison to someone like Luka, is just crazy undervalued. I mean, they're sitting at around 4,000 Australian dollars for his second tier rookie card right now. That's the LeBron James 221. And if you compare that to Luka's Prism base, which are sitting at about 2,300, I don't think that I don't think that Luka's legacy so far is even near halfway to LeBron. So obviously that price discrepancy just doesn't make sense. So I do think that LeBron is undervalued, and even if you go after his select cards or anything like that, I think it's a safe bet. But yeah, no, you can do a lot of research, and everyone has their own take. All right, let's see. What are the best rookie cards at the moment? Okay, I'm getting off topic from Game Map here, but that's okay. We'll answer these questions. What's the best rookie card at the moment? Okay, last season, obviously, Tyler Hero, rookie cards exploded. Taylor Horton-Tucker has to be the best rookie card in the past 2 days. They've gone up. Oh, God, it's crazy. I think I saw his Optic Holo rookie card went from 50 cents up to about $19, which is absolutely insane. But a pick for a rookie card going into this season, if I had to pick a rookie, a 2020 rookie, I'm backing LaMelo Ball. I think he's awesome. I feel like he's in a great position at the moment. Obviously, he's played overseas. He has experience playing with older guys. He seems really happy to be there. And from what his teammates say, he's a hard worker. He's putting up shots after practice. So out of the 2020 cast, I will back LaMelo this year. But obviously, I don't follow the other guys too heavily, so there's a bit of bias there. So I don't know. Obi Toppin looks real nice. Colby White is a solid rookie to look at. Yes, facts. Definitely check out Colby White. I have a Colby White card that I'm sitting on. All right, we're gonna get back to Game Map. Okay, so the second thing that we wanted to cover was the contract extensions. So last week we had some big contract extensions go down, obviously with Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and then PG-13. So Woj broke all NBA forward. Anthony Davis is finalizing a 5-year, $190 million contract to stay with the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. Clutch Sports CEO and founder Rich Paul told ESPN. That's the source, guys. So this deal includes an early termination option prior to the 5th year, which means that he would have that player option in the 2024 season. So his salary for the 5 years is a total of $189 million, which is actually crazy. And that is about 30% of the Lakers' total salary cap. each year. So LeBron also had his big contract extension, and that deal was worth $85 million over 2 years. So this is an interesting move because, you know, I feel like people don't want to see LeBron sign with the Lakers because they understand that he's coming towards the end of his career and this could be the last contract that he signs. Obviously, it's not going to be because he's going to be 38 and I think he's going to remain in the league. And you know why? Is because that same year that this contract ends, Bronny James finishes high school. So if Adam Silver ends up changing that rule, the one and done rule where you don't have to go to college, then we could see LeBron James pushing to play with Bronny in the final stretch of his career. But he seems pretty comfortable in LA. And from what we've heard and what we know, that's where he wants to be. So I don't see LeBron, even though this is only a 2-year contract, I don't see him moving from LA. Obviously, like, we didn't see him moving from the Cavs, so always that little bit of discrepancy. But yeah, so he becomes a free agent at the age of 38 in 2023, and it'll be interesting to see if Bronny comes and joins him. So guys, this puts his career earnings at $429 million. Absolutely crazy. Now, moving over to the other side of LA, we had Paul George signing long-term with the Los Angeles Clippers for $190 million over 4 years. And so that runs through to 2025. So we have some big free agents in the 2024-2025 off season. So George's current contract had a player option for the next season. And, you know, he could have opted out and became an unrestricted free agent in the summer. But now he's committed to the Clippers long term, which is interesting because he did say that he was going to be committed to the Clippers long term. But he also said that on his old team. So, you know, Clippers fans, I guess you have to take it. You can take it if you want. Personally, I don't know if I want Paul George long term as a Clippers fan. Just because if he turns into Pandemic Pete, that wouldn't be good. So, you know, a bit of risk there for the Clippers, but I think it's a solid move. And, you know, if they can convince Kawhi to stay long term, then, you know, maybe it will pay off. But yeah, we'll have to see them come back. Obviously, they added some key pieces this offseason in Serge Ibaka, which I think is a much better power forward / center fit for the Clippers. And obviously, they replaced Doc Rivers with Ty Lue. So, a few interesting things happening there. They lost Montrezl Harrell across the road to the Lakers, and Jermichael Green is also gone. So, it'll be interesting to see how their roster goes this season. And, you know, we can only hope that they do better. But in a stacked West, I don't know what the chances are. You know, if they come up against the Lakers, I think the Lakers are going to put everybody to sleep. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. But they're up against some contenders, you know. Nuggets are going to be solid this season. All right, I'm just going to check the chat again. Here we go. We've got Michael asking some more questions. Bro, has anyone bought boxes? I'll have to check my Shopify from today. But we didn't have any sales go through yesterday, which is why I posted that other TikTok. So that was pretty funny. But no, not at the moment. Okay, so in the boxes, he's asking, are there PSA cards in the boxes? So I actually thought about this before I started the business, and I wanted to make it BGS only. And you guys might be wondering, okay, why do you want the boxes to have BGS only? Because PSA is currently valued higher in the market. And that is because the BGS cases, in my opinion, are a lot more premium. Now, I don't know if you guys have held both in your hand, but if you compare them side by side, the BGS cases are actually almost double. I'd say they literally almost double the thickness of PSA. So they're a lot more weighted. I like the design. I feel like it's cleaner. I'm not a big fan of the PSA red. I feel like it makes the cases look a bit cheap. And then obviously the BGS case, it's going to be silver or gold at the top, so it's right in line with my brand. And yeah, I personally enjoy them, and I want to collect more BGS rather than PSA. So that's why there's no PSA in the chest of cards boxes. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what your thoughts are on that. Okay, sweet. Thanks to Alan Michael. All right, we're going to jump back across here. Now, Taylor Horton Tucker, what a few games he's had. If you're a Lakers fan right now, like me, you're very excited because they picked up this kid. I'm saying he's a kid because he's only 20 years old. He was drafted in the 46th position in 2019. Now, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And LeBron tweeted, telling you right now, this kid is flat out special. Mark my words. This preseason, he has just... Okay, the numbers, I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. 19 points and 9 rebounds in his first preseason game. And the Clippers actually did play their starters for some portions of this game. Obviously, we saw Kawhi out there. We saw PG-13 out there. And then he goes on Sunday to drop 33 points along with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals in 41 minutes. This is mind-blowing. The Lakers shot as a team, I think 17 from 25 from 3, which is absolutely crazy. And once again, they did not play LeBron or AD. So a lot of hype around Talen Horton-Tucker at the moment. Obviously, in the preseason, we've seen this happen before. We saw in the bubble with Bol, there was a lot of hype around him after he played a few minutes. But, this is big. This is 2 games in a row now. And, 33. The Lakers play again tomorrow. I think they're playing the Phoenix Suns. Maybe. Not 100% sure on that. But, yeah. Huge from Talen Horton-Tucker. I'm so excited for him. Kawhi asked how old he was, and that's when you know that something's happening. You know you're doing something right. When the stars from the other team ask how old you are. There's a quote from The Ringer here. They said, he's a savvy off-ball player who can spot up, cut, and slash, as well as attack lesser defenders off the dribble. Though he's not a pass-first guard, he's capable of creating open looks and delivering the ball to teammates. So this is actually the reason why he probably fell so low in that draft, because there were a few issues that came along with him that the Lakers have been developing. He was not good at shot selection. His play style is it's quite unique actually. They say that he's has a tricky style like Jamal Crawford, but he's packed into the body of PJ Tucker, which I can see. I mean, this dude is not small. He's 6'4", but he has a 7'1" wingspan, and he's also 234 pounds. So, that is the heaviest in the league for someone of 6'4". So yeah, big things to come from Talen Horton-Tucker, which I'm very excited for. And you already know, you've seen the memes. He's coming for those Kyle Kuzma minutes. All right, I'm just gonna check the chat again. Little Skit says, "Can you say hi to me? What's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching the stream, and shout out to everybody else watching as well." All right, Mitchell says, okay, so if you cop one of the base chests, which start at $99.95, you have a chance at anything BGS 8.5 plus. So there are 100%, I'm certain, there are 8.5s, there are 9s, and then 9.5s. The chance of hitting a 9.5 in the boxes is not quite as high as the 8.5s and the 9s, but it's pretty spread out. Like there's definitely a lot of each one. So in 20 chests, I would say that there's probably 10 8.5s, 5 9s, and 5 9.5s in the base chest. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up game map for today. We went over a few things. Let me know your thoughts before I leave the stream on Giannis and his decision to sign the Supermax with Milwaukee. Personally, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I think it's good for him. It's obviously good for the league. We have a few more teams to watch, and it's good for small market teams as well. Yo, I appreciate that, Michael. Thank you so much, man. It would literally mean the world for me for you to cop one of the boxes, and I'll have it sent out as soon as possible. You go, guys. I've put my heart and my soul into this over the past 2 or 3 months, and yeah, I'm super excited to have launched yesterday. Obviously, you can probably tell right now I'm so tired. I did an all-nighter. I was up and I was off on the night before that. I only had 4 hours sleep. So yeah, I managed to catch up on a bit of sleep last night. But I can still feel it in myself now. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm gonna continue to grind, keep working, keep pushing content, keep growing the brand. This is only the beginning. There's so much more stuff that I want to do with it. Only up from here. All right, I appreciate all you guys tuning in today. Thank you so much. We got a few people across all platforms. I hope you enjoyed, and otherwise I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.